Hello everyone and a very warm welcome back to Rungta IAS Academy's Daily Explainer. I'm your faculty for Defense and Security.
And I'm your faculty for International Relations. Today we're looking at a highly significant development for your General Studies Paper 2 and Paper 3 syllabus. We're decoding the recent bilateral diving exercise between India and Sri Lanka, the IN-SLN DIVEX 2026. Let's just get right into it, shall we?
Absolutely. So, setting the basic factual context for your prelims right off the bat, this exercise took place in Colombo from April 21st to the 28th, 2026, and the key vessel deployed here was INS Narikshak. Aspirants, please make a quick note of this in your registers. It is specifically a diving support and submarine rescue vessel, not your standard warship. That distinction is actually quite important.
Right. Now, to make sure we're tying this directly to your UPSC syllabus, here's our agenda for today. We'll start with a quick overview of DIVEX 2026, then we'll break it down into GS3 Maritime Security versus GS2 Medical Diplomacy. After that, we'll decode the Mahasagar vision, and finally, wrap up with some specific mains and interview prep.
Okay, starting with Part 1, the DIVEX 2026 overview. Let's look at the core details of what actually happened during these complex underwater operations. Yes, and here is a fantastic factual nugget for your prelims. The number 55. The divers successfully carried out advanced mixed gas dives going deeper than 55 meters. They were actually exploring World War-era shipwrecks right off Colombo, specifically the SS Worcester and SS Perseus. And mastering dives at these incredible depths is absolutely crucial. It massively boosts our joint capabilities for underwater search, rescue, and salvage operations across the entire Indian Ocean region.
Moving on to Part 2, Analyzing the Syllabus. Let's categorize these developments into your exact syllabus buckets for GS3 and GS2.
So, when we break this down on the hard security side for GS3 maritime security, we're talking about those complex underwater operations, the mixed gas dives and the heavy salvage missions we just mentioned.
Exactly. And then on the diplomatic side for GS2, bilateral relations, the Sri Lankan Navy themselves emphasized how vital the sustained exchange of best practices is. And this extends way beyond just naval drills into historical homage and, crucially, medical diplomacy.
Which brings us nicely to Part 3. GS2, Medical Diplomacy and Soft Power. Let's look at how the Navy actively functions as a diplomatic and humanitarian ambassador. This is a highly scoring area for your mains. Reflecting the historical gravity of our bilateral ties, the commanding officer paid homage at the IPKF Memorial in Colombo. A wreath was laid for the Indian soldiers who made the supreme sacrifice. Furthermore, India extended some very practical humanitarian cooperation by handing over portable hospital units specifically for disaster response. And aspirants, listen closely, because I really want you to memorize this exact acronym for your exams, BHISM. It stands for Bharat Health Initiative for Sahyog, Hita and Maitri. Make sure you get those precise terms right, Sahyog, Hita and Maitri. During this visit, 2 of these BHISM cubes, which are essentially ultra-portable hospital units, were handed over under India's Arogya Maitri initiative. This is just a stellar, textbook example of Indian medical diplomacy, completely designed to enhance disaster response and medical preparedness in our neighborhood.
Now for Part 4, the Mahasagar vision. Let's zoom out a bit to the unifying strategic framework that actually governs these maritime exercises.
Right, and that overarching doctrine is encapsulated perfectly in this key word, Mahasagar. It stands for Mutual and Holistic Advancement for Security and Growth Across Regions. When DIVEX 2026 concluded with its ceremonial send-off, it really symbolized a strong camaraderie. It stands as a direct testament to sustained bilateral collaboration that perfectly aligns with this Mahasagar vision. It just completely reinforces our shared commitment to keeping the Indian Ocean region peaceful, stable, and secure.
Ma'am, finally, Part 5, Mains and Interview Takeaways. Let's shift our focus to how you'll actually apply all of this.
Picture this. You're sitting in front of the UPSC interview panel, and they look at you and ask directly, how does the Mahasagar vision enhance India's role as a net security provider in the Indian Ocean region?
Think about that for a second. I highly encourage you to formulate a really impactful answer using the keywords we discussed today. How do you integrate the hard power of interoperability with the soft power of BISM and the Araga Maitri initiative? How do these dual approaches actually build lasting trust? Note down your points, practice them, and keep your preparation focused. Thank you so much for joining this Rungta IAS Academy Explainer, and we will see you in the next one.